Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Girls Frontline reaction. It has been almost an entire year since the last time I listened to a Girls Frontline song. I believe it was Scarlet. I might be wrong on the title there. It's clearly been a while. But I guess Yeltsky in my comments has been asking for a few days now if I could get to this one. And albeit that's not usually like my goal of how many people want to hear a song, let's listen to the one with the most votes that I usually do. But it's actually been so long that I kind of just want to hear Girls Frontline music again and see like what's different in this soundscape from the other games that I regularly cover. So hopefully people are into this, but in general, I'm more or less just kind of doing this for me and Yeltsky, who really just wants me to listen to it. So without further ado, let's go. Ooh, Haloweak, okay. Arrangement, all right. Well, I know Haloweak very well. 3 people from Vanguard Sound. I actually really like this, having the credits at the beginning. I like seeing who's involved, you know? It's a good way to bridge this, like, more built-up intro as well. Ooh. I like that resonance under the voice. It's like supporting it. I'm not sure what instrument that is. It might be a synth. Most likely is. But it almost sounds like wine glasses. I really like her voice on this. She's bending the vowels just right, not letting things get too cold and tight. She warms it back up, changing the mouth shape so it doesn't get stale. Ooh, and the reverse on that lead there. After day. I'm loving the decisions the vocalist is making. Some great control. Not just in note, but like vowel choice. That was a really pretty rise. I was just listening so intently to that. Focusing on the bass line now. Ooh, hello, boo-doo-doo-doo. Took the bass for a walk for a split second there. I think this might just be string resonance, actually, in hindsight. I don't know if it's an actual... It might be. They did use a Philharmonic for this, so it's very likely. Those background vocals are very wide, too. This is beautiful. I I haven't really made any general commentary. I've been very picky so far, but if I'm not being nitpicky, in general, this is just really cool to hear. I'm loving the blend of everything in this. There's a lot of variety to the tones in here. There's a lot of warm, there's a lot of like thinner, like colder tones as well. They're meeting that contrast really well. And just as an aside, I really like the art. Speaking of contrast. All right, so I knew this song sounded familiar for some reason. I could not put my finger on it. It's the singer, Gemie. I actually know the vocalist, not personally, of course, but I've heard them sing before. Her voice was in a bunch of Hiroyuki Sawano's stuff, including a lot of the Attack on Titan stuff I listened to, as well as, of course, one of my first huge videos, which was the Project Emu collab. So it's just like, holy Jesus, of course I recognize her voice. She sang TT. I don't remember what that stands for at this point, but she sang that one. Her voice is gorgeous. No wonder she has such good control over every little vowel and sound that comes out of her mouth. She's one of the best vocalists to date that I've heard. She has so much control, and it's insane while she's going through this song how much these little changes in vowel shape matter. You know, like I had mentioned the one in there, especially when she was holding out that note for a while, she kind of like modulated from this like more closed off E kind of shape to widening that up a little bit and basically opening the voice, which helped open the song to a change. And there's a lot of like little just intricate things she was doing with the vocal performance in this that just worked so well. I mentioned that the song had this beautiful balance of thinning as well as this whole sound, and that was in the instrumental as well. There was a lot of the warmer string side combating this like colder horn side, and once in a while they would switch where like the strings would feel a little bit more thin and a little less roomy, and then the horns and the synths underneath it would just beef it up. So there's a lot of cool back and forth in the instrumental in this song, and of course having a beautiful vocal performance on top of that definitely helps. And the song was in A minor, which is one of, honestly, I'm going to be bold when I say this, probably one of the easiest keys to write in, because it is the relative, I believe, or the parallel, I think it's the relative of C major. So basically every white key on the keyboard, there's your key. Literally everything. Anything you want to do in this song is on those keys. They might have modulated up once or twice. There are some differences in the like harmonic and the melodic scale for those. It just basically changes the, I think, F and the G up to sharps. I'm new to learning music theory recently, so I'm slowly getting there, but point being, you can really do whatever you want, and I'm not kidding about that. Like literally anything you do on the white keys here is just going to work with another one. Even if you have something that's a little bit crunchy, and if you move like two fingers together, there are chords in there even. So it's like that right there, that's two right next to each other, and then one just a little up. And it's easy, and it sounds great. It's like there's so much you can do on this with both hands, just whatever. You don't really barely have to try as long as you're not right next to itself. It's just, you get these bittersweet moments in there, and of course you get more like these major chords in there, and it's just, you can do anything with that. It's so flexible. So like, why wouldn't you write in it? It has this great ability to be able to support both this bittersweet, more sorrowful energy, this very cinematic flair that this song is going for, but then be able to accent that with major chords and bring the energy back up. There's a sense of hope in that. So there's just so much to love about the composition on this one. I actually really did like the little piano lead, like it was an arpeggiated kind of scaling thing. I learned how to do that in between the first cut, so I'm going to show you how that's done. I'm not going to play it for you fast because I'm not that good on keyboard. I'm learning more theory than I am piano currently, but this is what's happening here. Right off the bat, it goes from an E to an A, and that's just a fourth. So it's just this nice immediate, and then it just kind of kicks up another note, which I think makes it into a sixth. So it's just, it all works together. It sounds great, even that as a chord. So this whole like, it's just this nice sweeping feeling. It goes right up and right back down. And when it does this whole final thing of, and it ends on the B, and of course the A being right next to that, and then you got the E again, so you're able to kind of create that circle. It just sweeps right back into itself, and what's nice about that is that flow. And it never gets old because it constantly feels like it's resetting itself. It has this essence of just never being quite done with what it's trying to say, and I really like that. The fact that you can just go from this B back down to the A, and that's where the E would hit, and that's that first connection. And that B is kind of the center of this whole, you know, like that whole little, like right at the beginning. It works. It's so clean. And I love that about music. It's the fact that you can just make all these changes, and all that on the white keys, mind you. Like I said, you can just kind of do whatever you want with these keys. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. It just sounds really, really clean. And as a result of all that, I love this one. I think it sounds so beautiful, having that cyclical energy, everything just kind of following this flow of like, it feels a little sad, but never quite too sad. And that's the benefit of having the C major be as your relative. It's just right there. You can just kind of borrow from it whenever you want. Just pop in a quick, you know, just boom, bam, throw in a major chord, and it still sounds great if you just need to keep that energy lifted and you don't want things to get too depressing, too long, or too quick. But yeah, this was a really good reintroduction to Girls Frontline music and where they are now, if the sound has changed since the last time I had heard anything, and I doubted that, but you always have different people working on different things, and much like the singer, I recognized Haloweak, and I think I might have heard some of that influence in the arrangement, but that could just be confirmation bias because I've heard stuff from Halo pretty recently, and it's just a matter of my brain thinking that I'm hearing these characteristics that I'm probably just making up, to be honest. Either way, beautiful track. Loved the overall energy it had. I loved the communication that this song had. It had a lot of ups and downs, that break in the middle, just a little soft float in there. It's so pretty. And of course, I love the cinematic drums in it. The cinematic percussive space is so much fun to mess around with and hear. And having that really heavy support underneath everything just adds so much body to the intensity of the emotion in the song. And it just sounds so beautiful. So thank you all so very much for watching. I know it's been a long time, obviously, since I've gotten to Girls Frontline stuff, but I'm glad I'm here now. And if you have any other songs you want me to listen to from Girls Frontline or anything else, by all means, leave it in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to it. And if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me as I get to other stuff in the future as well, you know how to do all that, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!